back to my YouTube channel. This is the second in my series of race journals that I will be doing this year. And if you liked the last one and you're looking forward to more coming up, remember to hit the subscribe button down below so that you can stay up to date with all my latest videos, especially these race journals. So my second race of the year was also in the Basque Country, in Durana, which is pretty close to Durango where my last one was, and was part of the same series. The course had 2 laps, one short circuit and one long circuit. The short circuit was pretty flat, and the long circuit had a big descent and a big climb in it. The format of the race was 1 lap of the small circuit, 1 lap of the big circuit, 1 lap of the small circuit, 1 lap of the big circuit, and then we finish on that big lap. So we travelled to the race the same day, and we got there all ready and got kitted up. It was a pretty cold start with a few little drizzles, which is very normal when you're in the Basque Country. So I wrapped myself up with all the clothes that I could and went out for a little 10-minute spin, and then came back and we talked tactics about what we were going to do in the race. Our tactics for the race were basically to race for ourselves and to try and be in the breakaways, but other than that, just to take our opportunity and do as best as we could. We started and I positioned myself as far to the front as I felt comfortable with, just so that I would be in the right position at the right times. Yeah, and so I started off like that. I actually ended up on the first lap being in a couple of little moves off the front, which was good fun and so nice to be back at the front of a bike race with a number on my back. And then we came to the really important part where the descent happened, ready for the climb. Unfortunately, I got a bit psyched out, I'm going to be honest. I got a bit in my head and I lost position and slowly but surely dropped to the back. As people moved up and moved up and moved up, I stopped moving up. This was a mistake on my part because there was a few sketchy moments. There was actually a couple of crashes. Luckily I wasn't involved in them, but I was pretty close and just managed to avoid one of them. And the other one was luckily not anywhere too close to me. But what was really evident was there was a descent coming up and everyone wanted to be at the front. And it was a mistake on my part for not fighting to get to the front. So we started the descent and I was one of the last riders in the line. But I just thought, look, I'll just go down this descent and we'll see how it goes. So after the descent I was actually dropped off the back a little bit and had to try and chase back on. One of my teammates actually flew into the barriers on the descent, which also psyched me out a little bit. A real shame that I don't have the confidence quite yet to be taking those risks, but I need to build up to it slowly. So after the descent I managed to get in a little group and we worked through and did a few steady turns. I really tried to not overcommit, just steady tapping through. I knew we'd catch back on. There would be easing off on the climb. So I could see the peloton up ahead, they were just over there, and we made it back on. Unfortunately this meant that I started the climb in last position, but I ended up just saying, look, I'll just sit off and go at my own pace, because there was a lot of stopping and starting with the road tightening up. So I just went at about 320, 350 watts, just steady, trying to stay relatively within the group. And actually on this 5k climb I managed to work my way up, and I was at the front of the race. So it was really good for me and my confidence to know that I made that selection on the climb and made the group of about 50 riders. The group swelled as we then did another short lap, and it grew to about 100, I would say. And then coming back onto the descent again, I once again lost position after having made a few little attacks on the flatter sections. Once again started the climb in last position, and I made up a few places, but I couldn't get to the front of the race. I was in too bad a position. 30 riders managed to get off the front, but I managed to just make a group of about 45 riders who were chasing the front of the race. So I ended up finishing in 75th position, which isn't anything to write home about, but it also means that I finished my first Spanish race, which I'm super happy with and I will take as a result that I can be happy with for now and is a good building block. The main thing is to gradually build up that confidence to be able to be at the front on those descents and those important moments. Because that will really be the opportunity for me to get results. So that's it. That's my race breakdown from this race. A much better race for me, and I think the main takeaway is that I need to learn to be at the front at the right points. Something maybe you guys can do yourselves. It's not easy. It takes that switch in your head to say, I need to be at the front now, and you need to do it. And it's really scary to fight through that peloton. But it's something that I'm going to build up to, and I will let you guys know how the progression goes of getting there. The other thing is, don't race when you're sick. Yeah. A few lessons to learn from this race, for sure. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and maybe you can take something from it. It's my second race journal episode, part of a new series. There's going to be a few more new series coming out. So, if you're looking forward to that, if you've enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe, hit a comment down below. Let me know what you think, what I can improve on, what I can do better. That's what this is all about, improving and being better. So, thank you for watching.
My children need to study. Give me our money. Oh, you have something on your notes.